Hello friends, welcome back to the Project Pathshala YouTube channel. I hope you are doing great and have seen my previous video where we have created an alert dialog box for user logout process. If you haven't seen yet, then click the link above or find the link in the description. Now in today's video we will create a bottom navigation menu where we can show our app content such as courses, test result, about us page, feedback form, etc. So without wasting the time, let's start the video. So we will create our bottom navigation menu in the dashboard activity. So we will first go to dashboard activity XML file. Here you can see that we have created the design for navigation drawer, and using this include tag we have separated our main content layout. So we will go to this toolbar main content layout file to set up the bottom navigation menu. Now here we will create our bottom navigation bar, but before that we will create a frame layout container which will hold the content which we want to show from the bottom navigation menu. For that we will first create a frame layout. We will give the layout width to match parent and layout height to 0 dp, because we want that this container will hold the 90% of the screen size. That's why we will give the size with the help of layout weight. So layout weight, and here we will pass the value 0.9 and we will give the background white. Now below this frame layout we will create a bottom navigation view. Bottom navigation view will give the width to match parent and height to wrap content, and then we will change the background to app color, and we will give the ID bottom nav view. Close it. Now to set the bottom navigation menu items, we will create a menu resource file. For that, right click on this menu and then click on new and then select the menu resource file. Here give the name bottom navigation. Click OK. Now here we will create our bottom navigation menu items. Here we will first give the ID, and because we want that the first menu item may show the courses, so we will give the ID courses, and then we will give the title course, and we will also give an icon. To give the icon, we will first get the icon from vector asset. So right click on drawable and then select the vector asset, and here click on clipart and search for course icon. We don't see any course icons, so we will search for subject, and here you can see this subject icon. We will use this subject icon for our courses. So select it and then click OK, click on next and then click on finish. Now here you can see that the subject icon is imported, so we will use this icon here, subject, and then we will copy this menu item to create other menu items. Now here we will change the ID to test and title to test. Here we will give the ID result and title result. Here we will give the ID to about us and title about us. Now here we will give ID feedback and change the title to feedback. Now we will change the icons for each menu item. For that we will import the icons for individual item from the vector asset. Now that we got all the icons, we will change them in the items one by one. Now we have done with our bottom navigation menu file. Now we will include this file into bottom navigation menu. So here we will search for menu, and here we will pass the bottom navigation menu. Now here as you can see that our bottom navigation menu is created successfully. Now we will go to dashboard activity so that we can apply logics on each bottom navigation menu item. So go to dashboard activity, and here we will first define the bottom navigation view. Bottom navigation view. Now we will find the bottom navigation menu ID here. Bottom navigation view is equal to find view by ID r.id.bottom navigation view. Now we will use the set navigation item selected listener to apply logic on each menu item. So after this navigation drawer menu logic, we will create logic for bottom navigation view. Bottom navigation view dot set on navigation item selected listener new bottom navigation view dot on navigation item selected listener. Now inside this on navigation item selected method, we will apply logic on each navigation menu item. First we will return the value to true. Now we will first get the ID of the selected menu item. Int ID is equal to item dot get item ID. Now we will use this ID to apply logic on each navigation menu item. If ID equals to r dot id dot courses, else if the id is r dot id dot test, else if id equals to r dot id dot result, else if id equals to r dot id dot about us. And inside this else, because we have left only one menu item which is feedback, so we will create the logic for feedback inside this else condition. Now we want that when the user clicks on any of the menu item, there should be separate interface for each menu item in the same activity. For that we will create fragments for each menu item. Now you must be wondering that what is the fragment. So when you need multiple interfaces in a single activity, just like we need interfaces for course, test, result, about us and feedback in the same dashboard activity, that is when we want to change the screen but we don't want to change the activity, then we use the fragments. For that, let's create fragment for individual menu item. Now to create the fragments, go to this Java folder and then right click here, and then inside this new you can see this fragment menu, and here we will use the blank fragment. Now we will first create fragment for course, so we will give the name course fragment, then click on finish. Now here you can see that the course fragment is created. Now we will remove the extra code from this course fragment Java file. Now go to course fragment XML file, and here we will change the text to course fragment. Now I will give the gravity to center. We will change the text size to 25 sp and text color to black, and here we will change the background color to white. Now we will create similar other fragments for other menu items also. Now that we have created all the fragments, now we will go to dashboard activity. Now inside this each if condition, we will pass the respective fragment which we have created. For that, we need to first create the fragment manager. Fragment manager fm equal to get support fragment manager. Now this fragment manager class will help us to perform actions on each of the fragments. Using the fragment manager, we can add the fragment, we can remove the fragment, or we can replace the fragment inside the backstack. Now we will create fragment transaction. Fragment transaction ft is equal to fm dot begin transaction. Now with the help of this fragment transaction class, the user can interact with the fragments. Now with the help of this fragment transaction class, we will add the course fragment. So ft.add, and here we need to pass two things. First is the layout, here we want to include the fragment, and second is the fragment which we want to add. So here we will first give the layout. So the layout which we will give is present in this toolbar main content XML file. So this is the frame layout which we will be giving. So we will give here ID, container, and here we will pass the container r.id.container, and then we will give the fragment new course fragment. Now because we have to add the same lines for each of the menu item, so instead of adding them, we will create a separate method of it, and we will pass the method into each of the menu item. So here we will create a method private void load fragment, and inside the bracket we will pass the fragment parameter fragment, and we will cut this line from here and then paste it here. And now here we will change this to fragment only, and at the end to apply the changes we will use ft.commit. Now we will pass this function to individual IDs. So here we will use load fragment and give the fragment new course fragment, and we will call the same method for each of the menu item. Now we will only change the fragment name. So here we will change the fragment name to test fragment, and here we will change the fragment name to result fragment, and now here we will change the fragment name to about us fragment, and at the end we will change the fragment name to feedback fragment. Now there is some problem inside this load fragment method, that whenever we add a new fragment into this container layout, it gets added on the top of the previous fragment. This will create a long stack of fragments and may create some problems. So that's why we want that for the first fragment it will add, and then it only replace the fragment and not add the fragment. So to perform this, we will create a logic, and along with the fragment we will also pass a boolean value which will become true when we need to add the fragment, and will become false when we need to replace the fragment. So that's why we will not just use this add method of fragment transaction, we will also use the replace method to replace the previous fragment with the new fragment. So the logic is that for the first time it will add the fragment into the container, and after that it will only replace the fragment. So to create this logic we will use a boolean variable which will become true when we need to add the fragment and become false when we need to replace the fragment. So here we will also do another parameter boolean flag value, and now if the flag value is true, we will add the fragment, else means when the flag value is false, we will replace the fragment using a ft.replace, and we will give the container r.id.container1 comma fragment. Now because we want that this course fragment should be a default fragment and the first fragment, so that's why we will give it a value true, and we will give the value false to all the other fragments. Now we want that when the user visits the dashboard activity, when he opens the app, he should get the course menu fragment by default. That's why we will use the set selected item ID method of bottom navigation view to set the default menu item. Bottom navigation view dot set selected item ID, and we will give the ID r.id.course. Now we have completed with the bottom navigation bar, but at the end we want that when the user is on any of the menu item like test, result, etc., except the course menu item, then at that case when he press the back button, he should first go to the course fragment, and then again if he press the back button, then the app get closed. For that we will go to this on backpress method, and here we will give another else if condition. Else if, now inside this bracket we will pass the condition that if the ID is not equal to course item ID. For that we will first get the selected item ID, int selected item ID equal to bottom navigation view dot get selected item ID, and we will pass this condition here. If else if r dot id dot course is not equal to selected item ID, then we will use bottom navigation view dot set selected item ID, and we will pass the ID r dot id dot courses. Now that we done with our code, we will take an overview of the whole code of bottom navigation view, and then we will run our app and see the output. So first of all, we have created this frame layout where we will set our menu item interface, and then we have created this bottom navigation bar, and then we have included the bottom navigation menu. To include the bottom navigation menu, we have created the navigation menu inside this menu resource file, and after creating the menu resource file, we have included with the help of this menu property, and then inside the dashboard activity we have set the on navigation item selected listener for the bottom navigation menu, and then inside this on navigation item selected method, when any bottom navigation item is selected, we get the ID inside this ID variable using the method get item ID, and using the if condition we have applied the logic for each selected ID. So when any ID is selected, we have created this load fragment method which takes two parameters. The first one is the fragment which we want to add when this ID is selected, and then a boolean value which will decide if we want to add the ID or replace the ID. We have did the same thing for each of the menu item, and then inside this load fragment method we have created this fragment manager, and then a fragment transaction which will perform the actions on fragments according to user requirement. And here we have created an if condition that if the flag value is true, then we will add the fragment, and else if the flag value is false, then instead of adding we will replace the fragment. And using the ft.commit method we will apply the changes we have created inside this load fragment method. And then inside the on backpress method we have included another else if condition which will check that if the user press the back button, then if the ID is course or not. If it is not course and anything else, then after pressing the back button the user will first come to this course fragment, and then again if we click on the back button the app will get closed. Now let's run the app. First we will connect our device. When the device is connected it will appear here. Now let's run the app. Now here you can see that when user opens the app, the default fragment he get is the course fragment, and later when he click on any of the bottom navigation menu item, he redirected to that fragment as you can see here. And when he press the back button, he will first go to the course fragment, and then again if he press the back button the app will get closed. So this is how bottom navigation bar will work.